years. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC Radio.
There are no guarantees in love, but there is a guarantee from EH Plus by eHarmony, our new personal matchmaking service. At EH Plus, your own personal matchmaker gets to know you so well, we can guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930-LOVE.
You're a small to mid-sized business with 300 to 3,000 employees. You face the same network security challenges as big businesses do, but can't support a big IT investment, leaving your doors open to advanced cyber threats. Barracuda next-generation firewalls provide all the core features of enterprise firewalls and UTMs, but without hidden costs and deployment hurdles, making owning a big business firewall no big deal for your SMB. Reclaim your network. Try a Barracuda next-gen firewall risk-free at barracuda.com/firewalls.
Hey folks, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. Maybe you've heard me talk about buysellmakeoffer.com on my internet radio station, Beatlesarama.com. Well, I'm here to fill you in on this enormously revolutionary way to sell your products online. You just need to forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, it's happened to me over and over, and then I found buysellmakeoffer.com. They never charge you item fees. We just need your email address so we can let you know well in advance of the launch when you can load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Just think of it as Craigslist on steroids. Using our resources along with Skype and videos, you just add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building toward our January 15th launch date. I've signed up to sell my stuff with buysellmakeoffer.com. You should too. buysellmakeoffer.com.
Good Wednesday afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the latest in live, local, national, and international news here on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. FBI Director James Comey says ISIS isn't your parents' Al-Qaeda. During a speech in New York, Comey remarked that Al-Qaeda concentrated on spectacular attacks like 9/11 and that it didn't do smaller-scale attacks for fear of being perceived as weak.
The paradigm of Al-Qaeda still exists in the world, but ISIL has become the leader in the global jihad through this use of the crowdsourcing of terrorism.
Comey said the terror group has a two-pronged message: come to ISIS territory in Iraq and Syria, or kill where you are. Comey emphasized that vulnerable people are getting radicalized by ISIS messages that come in on their mobile devices and are often encrypted so strongly that not even the device's manufacturer can decode it. Comey said the threat of ISIS is exposing the conflict between the need for privacy on the internet and the need for national security. And longtime Beaumont City Councilman Jeff Fox died early yesterday morning. Fox, 53, was elected to the council for the first time in 2000 and was about to start the final year of his fourth term and had said he did not plan to run after that. The cause of death has not been disclosed, but Fox missed a number of meetings over the past year due to illness. The city council meeting scheduled for yesterday was canceled in memory of Fox. The next regularly scheduled meeting will be January 5th. Fox, who grew up in Beaumont, was a champion for the military and for law enforcement, and he pushed the city to create memorials for both, which are located outside the Civic Center. And finally, sheriff officials say a nighttime report of gunfire led deputies to a body near Corona. The discovery was made at about 8:30 last night at Ridgeview Terrace and Via Santiago, just south of the freeway frontage road and about a third of a mile southeast of the 91 freeway and Surface Club Drive. The victim was described as only male. No information is available yet upon the circumstances of death, possible suspects, or any getaway vehicles. Inland Empire weather. Cold once again today, but a little warmer. Highs 62. Tomorrow 66, warming up to 73 by Friday. Checking out your drive. There's just a little stop and go. 91 westbound between University Avenue and Madison Street. Other than that, you are looking good. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
The success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. We're glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Melinda starts off this hour in Oklahoma City. Hi, Melinda. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I want to tell you about a real quick testimony before I ask you my question. My husband and I started this journey about 3 months ago. I drank your Kool-Aid, I guess, and we built up our emergency fund. And Murphy tried to move in this month, and I had a blowout in my car, and we just bought it in August, and come to find out I didn't come with a spare. But luckily, I had that emergency fund, and we were able to take care of that tow and the new tire without it really affecting much of our Christmas budget or anything.
Good deal.
So I'm just really excited about that. But my question is, you always say that, you need to be prepared for Christmas because it doesn't sneak up on you. It happens the same time every year. So if I'm working my debt snowball, do I include like a Christmas budget as part of a monthly bill, or
Sure.
how do I budget for Christmas every year?
Well, in starting in January, no, I would not start saving for Christmas while you're working your debt snowball. But
Okay.
but are you going to be debt free before next Christmas?
No, I will not. We're estimating it'll take us about 2 years.
Okay. Then what I would do is I would start looking around September, August, somewhere in there, and start saying, okay, what have I got to do? But I don't know that you have to save every month. It's not a bad idea to save every month a little bit. It keeps everything in. If you want to set a set amount and say, okay, we're going to spend, round numbers, let's make up a number, $1,200, and we're going to save $100 a month for 12 months, then, Christmas is done. You can go that route.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I have 3 small little boys, and so, Christmas is kind of an expense, not to mention, the family presents I have to buy. So I didn't know if that would be beneficial to put $100 up every month like a bill.
Yeah,
or
I think
just
you
throw everything
ask
at our
yourself
debt?
the question, what are you really needing to spend on Christmas while you're getting out of debt? But once you set that amount and you say this is what we're going to spend, then yes, I would systematically save for it beginning in January out of your budget.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your help, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you. We appreciate you listening. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Allie is with us in Arizona. Hi, Allie. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. How can I help?
Well, I'm in a situation with my husband and I. We're both students, and I want to go to dental hygiene school, and he wants to go to pharmacy, but our applications are due next fall. I guess I was trying to decide, is it a smart move to get in next semester, or because my school the school tuition is $60,000, and of course his will be over like $100,000. So I don't know what's the best idea, or is it realistic to do it? So I don't know.
So it costs $60,000 to become a dental hygienist?
Yes, it's a private school.
That's after you've finished your undergraduate work.
Yes.
And your undergraduate work, are you in debt for that?
Actually, just about $8,000.
Okay. What about your husband? Is he in debt for his undergrad?
About 3,000.
3?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, because I don't know what I'm talking about, but that just sounds high to me on the hygienist school, given what a dental hygienist makes. And so I would want to shop around and learn about the different schools and what they charge. And, you know, if it's like most higher education, there's a vast range. For instance, med school. I mean, where you go to med school can change the cost of it by more than double. Undergrad, where you go to school, can change it by 10 times. And so, you know, I mean, literally, there's a lot of expensive private schools for undergrad that are $50,000 or $60,000 a year, and a lot, most of your in-state schools are $7,000 or $8,000 a year tuition. And so, you know, you got to compare stuff like that. And no, you don't need to, where you go to dental hygienist school doesn't matter much in terms of your qualifications in the marketplace. And so, I mean, you don't go get your teeth cleaned and go, oh, well, that's the school you went to. You can't clean my teeth. You know, nobody looks at your degree before they hire you to clean their teeth. So they just want to know that you're licensed and that you've gone through proper training. So, you know, I'm going to really shop that and find out where the most reasonably priced tuition is, and that just feels high. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know that these things go back and forth. And the same thing with pharmacy school, for that matter. As pharmacy school is a lot bigger ticket item, you could probably work your way through hygienist school and pay for it if you get a different tuition quote. Pharmacy school is a lot tougher to pull that off. And what I'm going to start doing there is I'm going to start looking at some of the chains that hire pharmacists, for instance, Walgreens or CVS, and see if they have any kind of programs to pay and pay for your school, and you work there part-time or you work there some of the time, and maybe you have to agree to work there for a couple years afterwards or something, and they pick up part of the bill. Kind of an indentured servant kind of a plan, and you know, like the military does, as an example. But I'm going to explore all those kinds of things and find some ways to get this schooling done without ending up $200,000-$300,000 in debt, and you guys are starting your life off. Man, that just sounds like a nightmare to me. That sounds so heavy. It doesn't sound like a life I want to live. And so I'm going to try to find other ways to hit my goals and live the career life that I want to live without a $300,000 price tag of debt wrapped around it. And that's what you're describing to me is bad news. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Michael follows me on Twitter at Dave Ramsey. We just crossed the 700,000 mark on twits following the big twit on Twitter. If you got 700,000 people following you on Twitter, it makes you officially a big twit. So I'm definitely a twit. There's no question about it. So thanks, Michael, for hanging out. You can follow me at Dave Ramsey. Do you have any recommendations about how to keep track of net worth? My family is on baby step 7. That's awesome. Completely debt-free, house and everything, and you're tracking your net worth. I mean, basically, it's pretty simple unless you get a very complicated set of investments. But I mean, my net worth is a culmination of really 3 things. 2 of them are very easy to calculate. It's the real estate that I own, the mutual fund investments that I have, retirement and otherwise. And so I can just list those down a page on a simple spreadsheet, and that's that. The one that's complicated is putting a value on this business. And it's kind of a weird business because if I'm not here, what's it worth? You know, it's a little hard to, it's worth less, obviously. Not worth less, but worth less if I'm not here. So hard to put a real value on this business. And since it'll never be sold. So anyway, that part's a moving target. The other 2 are pretty easy to do with a simple spreadsheet. That's how I do it. I don't have a real complicated methodology on it. If you want to do something more sophisticated than that, you'll probably have to get some other help other than me.
KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM is San Bernardino Strong.
If you're trying to prevent a home foreclosure, you need the Goodman Law Firm on your side. Goodman has a nationwide network of foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has resolved troubled mortgages across the nation. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Call the Goodman Law Firm, 888-800-6030, or contact them online at www.arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Are high healthcare costs getting you down?
Are you confused trying to navigate the health insurance world?
Do you wish you could find an affordable, biblical solution to your healthcare costs?
Based on New Testament principles, Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, helps Christian families, churches, and businesses join together as the body of Christ to share their major healthcare costs.
As a CHM member, you can go to any doctor or hospital you prefer. You aren't bound by an approved healthcare provider list, and all treatment decisions are made between you and your doctor. No treatment approvals are ever part of the CHM experience.
For tens of thousands of Christians, CHM is a trusted, affordable, and biblical healthcare solution. And it can be the solution for you as well. Visit us online or call today to learn more about how we can serve your family, church, or business. Christian Healthcare Ministries, 1-800-791-6225.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
From the KCAA Community Calendar, I'm Mark Westwood. Everyone's talking about the Third Thursdays in San Bernardino. Rediscover the city of San Bernardino Third Thursday Food Truck Fest. Switch up your lunchtime routine. Try the gourmet food trucks every third Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Court Street parking lot between E and D Streets in downtown San Bernardino. Enjoy delicious, tasty food from the food trucks such as the Slam and Sliders food truck, Farmer's Belly, the Bacon Mania truck, Piaggio on Wheels, or the Greasy Wiener. All kinds of mouth-watering delights, hot off the truck, and plenty to eat. Put an end to dull, boring fast food and truck on over to City Hall in San Bernardino for the Third Thursday Food Truck Fest in downtown San Bernardino. For more info, check out Rediscover San Bernardino's Facebook page at facebook.com/SB Third Thursdays. That's SBTHIRD Thursdays. That's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Mark Westwood.
KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Hey man, what are you doing?
I'm watering my lawn.
Don't you know you can't water your lawn in the middle of the afternoon? Uh-oh, you're in big trouble. Here comes the water police.
Well, what do I do now?
Tune into the Water Zone show on KCAA Radio Thursday nights at 6 p.m. They'll help you out.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, love, laugh, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Fay.
Every Thursday night at 7 on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050.
Merry Christmas, America. The question of the day comes from Blinds.com. The end of the year is the time to think about resolutions. Well, maybe make yours to shop at Blinds.com. They got great window treatments, really good customer service, and Blinds.com's prices beat those in the stores. So you spend less, which, of course, Dave Ramsey likes. So check them out at Blinds.com. Today's question is Brian in Florida. He says, I know you say to pay off debts from smallest to largest, but the math side of me is having trouble with that. Can you explain why we shouldn't be concerned about the interest rates? Sure. I'm the same way, Brian. I'm a math nerd, and for years I used to tell people the wrong way to do this. And the wrong way to do it is pay off the highest interest rate first. The reason is it doesn't work. The deal is this. Personal finance is 80% behavior. It's only 20% head knowledge. The problem with your debt is not math. If you were doing math, you wouldn't have gotten into debt. If you were doing math, you wouldn't have credit cards. Anybody that does math looks at that and goes, that's stupid. I'm not going to play in that world. Me too. I did the same thing. You don't go out and finance a couch and say I did that based on the math. That's just stupid. And so there's no mathematical excuse for doing that. It's a behavior. It's an impulse purchase. I didn't have the money, and I wanted to buy it anyway, and I act like I'm in Congress, and I buy crap I don't have the money to pay for. And so what we're doing when we're getting out of debt is not a math problem. It's a behavior problem. And since this is 80% behavior, that's my estimation anyway, what we've found is, after coaching literally tens of millions of families on getting out of debt, is that when you pay off that smallest debt, you have a sense of victory. Sense of hope is increased. You feel like you're getting traction. You don't feel like a gerbil in a wheel anymore. Like run, have a heart attack, die, fall over, right? You don't feel stuck anymore. You feel like you're in control, like you're the master of the universe. Then when you pay off the second one, boom. It's like, whoa, this is going to work. And then you pay off the third one, it's like, yeah. The fourth one, you're calling the neighbors in, going, look at this. And you're as you have more wins, your intensity increases, and you have a tendency to get out of debt much faster, much more likely to get out of debt, paying off smallest to largest. It works. And actually, the funny thing is, I've been criticized for this for years, Brian, and so all these people write these, Dave Ramsey doesn't understand math, and, what kind of moron thinks I don't understand math? I mean, geez, there's a lot of things I don't understand, but math is not a problem I have. So, all these people, so these guys up at Northwestern University for some reason decided to do they did an actual study, which I've never done an actual study. I mean, I've only got like 10 million people that did it, but I never really studied it in terms of, quote, quantifying the research. And they did their quantified research, and then Time Magazine did an article on the piece of research and came out and said, turns out Dave Ramsey's right. Well, no kidding. I mean, again, there's a lot of things I don't know anything about, but getting people out of debt, probably, I don't know if you find anybody that would know more about that than I do. I've gotten more people out. So the deal is, Brian, that you getting pissed off has more to do with you getting out of debt than doing math. You getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm not going to live like this anymore. I've had it. This is ridiculous. I make this much money and I'm broke. I'm sick of this. That's how you get out of debt. It's not with a calculator. And something happened that caused you to sit down and actually look at getting out of debt, but then you tried to use your same brain that lets you get into debt to get you out. So don't do that. Jimmy is with us. Jimmy is in Kansas City. Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
How you doing, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
A pleasure to talk to you, sir. I have a question. I have a house back home in Florida that I was living in when I was in the military. I've been renting it out for years, and I've been wanting to get rid of it. Long story short, I had my last renters move out, messed up the floor real bad. I took the deposit and redid the floor with tile. Mm-hmm. My sister moved in with her husband, and they're renting it from me, and they want to buy the house. They got married this summer. During a drunk conversation at the reception, I told them that they could buy it for what I bought it for, and the market's gone up considerably in that area. And I was looking recently, and the house is valued. I bought it for $138. House is valued at somewhere around $175, at least according to Zillow. I haven't gotten it formally appraised. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to find out if it's okay for me to try to find a middle ground and lose out on that, because I'm working my baby steps right now. I got my, step one out the way, and in step two, I've knocked out $10,000, but I still owe $50,000. I owe about $100,000.
So you're asking me if your integrity is on the line with a drunk conversation at the reception?
Yes, sir, because they remember this conversation.
Do what? They weren't drunk. They remember it clearly, huh?
No, they were drunk, but that's, I guess, a pretty big conversation. So they kind of picked and choose, or picked which one they wanted to remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Asking, what would you do if it was you?
Well, because I doubt I would get so drunk I'd give my house away, but if it was me. But so I don't know. I mean, are you held to a binding contract that you make while intoxicated? I mean, this is a family relational thing, and that seems a little ridiculous to me. That you don't feel like you should be held to it, and they feel they're trying to be like hardcore about it. So
no, I haven't brought it up to them yet. I was kind of waiting for maybe, they're not going to be ready to buy it until the summer. At least they say they're not going to be, but they're probably going to.
Well, I think if I'm in your shoes, I'm probably going to give them at least a really good deal. But it's fair to have a discussion with them and say, "Hey guys, we were all pretty soused at the wedding, and I was feeling all generous because of you guys getting married and everything. But really, when I'm looking at my finances, that doesn't make sense to me that I need to sell this house for that." And if you were sitting down, if you're sitting down over a cup of coffee and you're
to get out of my debt if I was to sell it for a little bit more, but not quite all the way up there. But I would give it to them for a deal.
Yeah, I think a middle ground discussion is an okay discussion given the way the contract went down.
Okay,
it's okay to have a discussion. It's okay to talk it through with them. And honestly, if the roles were reversed and someone came to me and goes, "Look, man, my heart was full because you got married that night and we were all in the sauce, and please don't hold me to that. I'll give you a great deal, but please don't hold me to that. And let's try to meet. Let's try to meet in the middle. I would cut you some slack."
I appreciate that, sir. And can I get one more quick question in?
Sure.
Sure. I'm moving to Phoenix next month. I got a new job. And I don't own anything. I used to work overseas, so I'm pretty much a minimalist. I only have a couch and a bed, and I'm selling those when I go out there. I'm getting a small one-bedroom apartment. Would you slow down your debt snowball to buy some furniture, or no?
Yeah, probably. But I'll tell you what I did when we were broke. We went to the rich end of town to garage sales.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you can get like a $10,000 leather couch for a couple of $100.
That's true. I'll go up to Scottsdale. I'll probably find something.
Yeah, Scottsdale's got some sweet stuff. I mean, catch you a garage sale and stuff like that, or estate sales and things like that, because you're minimalist anyway. And, I'm not talking to some lady that's wanting to decorate her house. You just want something to sit on.
Oh, yeah, all I want is a couch and maybe an entertainment center and a TV and some bar stools. That's about it.
And the thing about TVs, I mean, we were doing this thing at Target Monday. I couldn't believe TVs. You can buy a TV for nothing. Brand new. I mean, these flat screens you can get a nice TV they don't cost hardly anything. So, I would pick up some basics of life, but I wouldn't go, like furnish this place like it was trying to be in some magazine or something. But let's just get something just above college furniture, right? And a couple of $100 here or there. Get your household set up, and then dive back in on your debt snowball. It's what I would do if I woke up in your shoes. Hey, fun talking to you, Jimmy. Merry Christmas.
You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
Here's the latest. I'm Doug Parrish. Huge news for the U.S. economy. The Federal Reserve has announced it is raising its key interest rate for the first time in nearly a decade. The interest rate will increase by a quarter point. Earlier this month, Fed Chair Janet Yellen told Congress to expect an interest rate hike as the U.S. economy has shown signs of improvement for some time now. The White House is giving the thumbs up to a new budget deal from Congress. The agreement provides more than $1 trillion in spending through September, and perhaps more important, keeps government agencies open. This was House Speaker Paul Ryan.
In divided government, you don't get everything you want. Republicans didn't get all that we wanted. Democrats didn't get all that we wanted. This is a bipartisan compromise.
Jury deliberations continue today in the trial of a Baltimore police officer charged in the death of Freddie Gray. The panel has been deliberating for more than 14 hours over the last 3 days. Yesterday, jurors reported they were deadlocked on charges against Officer William Porter. You're listening to the latest from 24/7 News. The U.S.-led coalition battling ISIS is continuing efforts to cut off financing for the terrorist group.
ISIL requires large and steady streams
of income, and ISIL needs access to the international financial system.
That's Adam Zubin with the Treasury Department. This week, the United Nations will also consider a resolution elevating ISIS to the same status as al-Qaeda, and any nation caught funding the group could face sanctions. The chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee wants to know if Senator Ted Cruz discussed classified data during last night's GOP presidential debate. Senator Cruz was talking about the NSA's surveillance program during the debate when he said that the old program covered 20 or 30% of phone numbers, while an upgraded program covers roughly 100% of phone numbers. The lovers of the hit Netflix show House of Cards are marking their calendars. A Frank Underwood 2016 campaign ad aired during last night's Republican presidential debate. I'm Doug Parrish.
Down to Earth Talk, a show designed to inspire, encourage, build, and bring laughter to listeners. Down to Earth Talk, where we take everyday topics and issues and put them into practical, down-to-earth terms. Topics include relationships, parenting, finances, sports, and entertainment. That's Down to Earth Talk, Saturdays 5:30 p.m. right here on KCAA 1050 a.m.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
Inland Body and Paint is a family-owned and operated fleet collision and repair shop that's proud to live in and help our community. Bring your heavy-duty trucks and or equipment to their Fleet Collision and Paint Center in Fontana for expert collision repair services. With 35 years of experience, you're sure to receive quality workmanship at an excellent price from Inland Body and Paint Center. From fiberglass repairs to quality painting, they'll take care of your truck and equipment from top to bottom in their new 64-foot spray booth. By the way, Inland Body and Paint of Fontana repaired and repainted the Kcaa truck, and they can do the same job for your car, truck, or heavy-duty equipment. Inland Body and Paint, dedicated to the community and to your satisfaction. Call them today to learn what they can do for you. You can find Inland Body and Paint on Valencia in Fontana. Call them at 909-434-0466 or online at inlandbodyandpaint.com.
Hi, it's Dave Collins for Snow Country. Well, our mountains have certainly benefited from Mother Nature, dropping natural snowfall all throughout the West Coast. We've got plenty of snow and stashes of fresh powder. Right now, June with 33 trails, 95% of their terrain is open. You can join us for Bucky's Bonfire, Saturdays at 2 o'clock in the front of the chalet. Bucky the Deer hosts his very own bonfire, complete with face painting, helmet decorating, and treats for the kids. China Peak with almost 3 feet of snowfall over the past 4 days. They've got 24 trails open for you. Over 60 runs at Sugar Bowl. 60% of their terrain is open for you to ski and ride down. Mountain High with a couple of inches over the past week. They've got 8 runs. Snow Summit with a half foot of snowfall over the past 4 or 5 days. They've got 15 trails. Over 50% of the terrain is open for you at Bear Mountain, where they picked up a half foot of snowfall over the past 4 days as well. Right now, Sun Valley in Idaho with over a foot and a half of snowfall and 55% of their terrain open. I'm Dave Collins for KCAA 1050 AM and the all-new 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Tom Ladd. For this afternoon, it'll be sunny. Expect a high near 56. A north wind at 5, becoming calm. Clear tonight with low around 37. Sunny Wednesday and a high near 56. Wednesday night clear with a low around 42. Sunny Thursday. Expect a high near 64. Thursday night clear with a low of 45. And Friday's outlook sunny, high near 73. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
guess I'm supposed to do talk radio. I was just enjoying the Christmas music. Merry Christmas. That's such a classic. I mean, that's just, you just sit back with your hot chocolate on the couch and just cruise with that one, can't you? I do love Christmas. I'm just like Santa Claus. I mean, actually, he and I are good friends, and I think he's got the best gig ever. I really do. He's a pretty cool guy. Well, Merry Christmas to you, America. We're glad you're here. So apparently I was right. It never happens around here. If it does, we always are careful to remind you, because at home I don't get this opportunity. So here I want to be right when I can. Joe sends me a tweet. He says, according to the American Dental Hygienists Association, an associate degree to become a dental hygienist is $22,692 on average. A baccalaureate degree is $36,382 on average. So $60,000 for dental hygienist school would be 2 to 3 times the national average. So my gut instinct that was high a while ago with that caller earlier in the hour was correct. Do not spend $60,000 to become a dental hygienist versus $22,000 or $30,000. Just don't do that. And by the way, we can just use that as a jumping off point if you want to talk about education in general. I'm big on education. Being dumb is not a plan. I mean, really, learning stuff is a good thing. You just need to think about what you're paying to learn stuff and what it is you're learning. Just getting a piece of paper is useless. Actually learning something that's useful in the marketplace is vital. But this idea that you can just go to school and get a degree and then automatically the society owes you a living, that just makes you stupid. Even if you got a degree in a valid area, you're not owed a living. You still have to, the number one thing that causes people to become successful is not their level of education. It's not their skin color. It's not whether they're male or female. It's not whether they were raised in the North or raised in the South. Number one thing that causes people to become successful is simple. It's grit. 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 Do you know how to get up, leave the cave, kill something, and drag it home? And are you willing to do it with a smile on a regular basis? That's the people that become successful. They work. They hustle. They grind. They smile. They bring it. They have a relationship IQ. They know how to deal with people. And this has nothing to do with where you went to school or what your degree is in. I mean, there are a few areas that you can be, quote unquote, guaranteed to make a good living if you get a degree in a certain technical skill. But most of it, you can double your income in any given field by having grit, knowing how to hustle and grind, and shake somebody's hand and smile. Keep your word. Be a good person. Be predictable. Don't be volatile and out of control. He's a drunk. She does cocaine. She sleeps around. He sleeps around. These people are not predictable. They're not people you can count on. And guess what? It doesn't matter how freaking brilliant you are, how many degrees you have. When your life is a mess, you're a mess, and therefore your income's going to be a mess. And you can't blame society because you got a degree and then you turned into be a mess. So don't be a mess. It's not hard. And right along with that is where you went to school. Let me tell you who cares where you went to school. Nobody. Nobody cares where you went to school. 1% of the jobs in America care where you went to school. The rest of us, we think you're funny that you spent that much. Now, if you have the money to go to an expensive, prestigious school and you want to go, I'm not going to be mad at you, but don't look at me and tell me there's a return on investment on that. I went to the University of Tennessee, an in-state school. I got an undergraduate degree in business. I was a millionaire by the time I was 26 years old, starting from nothing. It had nothing to do with where I went to school. I got some basic business knowledge there that I still use to this day, and I believe in having an education, and I'm thankful for my little university here in the state of Tennessee. But I didn't become, what happened to all those other kids that graduated with me? Well, they didn't become a millionaire by the time they were 26, most of them. Well, you went broke. Yeah, I went broke. I lost it all because I did it stupid. And that wasn't the University of Tennessee's fault either. Nor was that society's fault. That's Big Dave. Big Dave did stupid crap. And it took Big Dave down. Made him Little Dave. Took him off a notch or two. So I had to start over, and then I had to do it again. And this time we did it a little bit wiser. But where I went to school didn't matter. So I've got a degree at the University of Tennessee right now. I guess it's about, $8,000 or $9,000 a year for in-state tuition, something like that. Right around the corner here in Nashville, we have a wonderful university, Vanderbilt University. They're absolutely fabulous. They can't play football, but they're fabulous. And it's the Harvard of the South, right? It's a Ivy League, Southern Ivy League type school. Very, very, very muckety-muck. And very, very good education, by the way. And I think this year it's $59,000 a year if I look. I hadn't looked this year, but it's around 50, right up close to $60,000 a year to go to Vanderbilt. And if you have the money and you want to go to Vanderbilt, I'm not mad at you, and you got your kid over at Vanderbilt. And I had a relative went over there, got a free ride because they were really smart. That's cool. Go to Vanderbilt. It's good. You get a football scholarship there. You're not going to win any games, but you can get a free ride. Go over there and do it, man. It's awesome. Do it. It's a great education. I am not picking on Vanderbilt. But please don't tell me that your $60,000 a year tuition, if you're writing a check for it, is going to give you a return on investment compared to my $8,000 a year tuition. I know this because people that graduated from Vanderbilt work for me, not the other way around. So please don't tell me that where you went to school. There is no research. No one has ever been able to document that where you go to school causes you to be more successful or less successful. That is the biggest load of snobbish crap that is out there floating around the education market. As a matter of fact, the Wall Street Journal has done research that proves quite the opposite. There are more CEOs and CFOs of Fortune 500 companies that have their degrees from in-state schools than from prestige schools. Interesting. So if you want to go to a prestige school, I'm not mad at you, and I'm not an anti-snob. I'm not saying everybody that goes to that school is a snob. Just don't say it's something I want to do and I have the money. And don't tell people that it's, quote, worth it, because that makes you look too stupid to get into that school, because it's not worth it. Well, you'll make connections there that you use all your life. Oh, give me a break. Really, your drunk frat brother is going to be how you become successful. Give me a break. Seriously. Come on, folk. How many of you are still running around when you're 50 years old with people you knew in college? You can count them on less than one hand. And the ones that are influencing your life in a positive way, well, that narrows it down, like way down. Regardless of where you went to school, Wharton, Harvard, Yale, Vanderbilt, keep on naming them, MIT. Now, if you want to go there, I'm fine. But there's no research that says that you are more likely to be successful and that you are going to make more money on average anywhere near the ratio of what you spent. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM is San Bernardino Strong.
As the owner of my business, I wear a lot of hats. I'm accounting, sales, and so much more. But I don't know marketing.
Let Dex Media be your marketing department. Our team can create a digital plan for you with everything from search to social. Contact Dex Media, that's DEX Media, to get found, get chosen, and get talked about.
Whoa, that's a job for cleanup, which would be me.
Call 844-230-3436 or visit dexmedia.com today.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features Reverend Irma Forward.
We are the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire, teaching science of mind, a spiritual philosophy which empowers the individual to express creatively and to live a successful life. We practice affirmative prayer based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes. Sunday services begin at 10 a.m. During the week, we offer classes as an adjunct to Sunday services. These classes present a basic idea for successful living. On Saturday, December 5th, there is a family Christmas concert featuring renowned guitarist Rob Reynolds and family. On December 21st, there is a candlelight service with traditional holiday music. Julie Edwards Matanga will lead the Christmas bells. We look forward to serving you and meeting your spiritual needs.
Thank you, Reverend Irma. This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM are San Bernardino strong.
America. Merry Christmas to you. We're glad you're here. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Mel follows me on Twitter at Dave Ramsey. Should someone have an HSA during baby step 2? Well, you can have the health savings account type of insurance, which is a lower cost premium with a high deductible, but I would not fill up the HSA during baby step 2. I wouldn't put the money in the savings account during baby step 2. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't put the money in the savings account until after you are past baby step 3, unless your company is matching the HSA. If they're matching the HSA, I would do it after baby step 2. But while you're in baby step 2, I would just concentrate on getting out of debt. Liz is with us in Phoenix. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm doing well.
Good. How can I help?
Oh, well, first, it's a pleasure to talk to you.
You too.
So we're trying to figure out how to pay for my husband's last semester of college. It's about $6,000, and we're trying to decide between either our emergency savings fund or from mutual funds. We put a big chunk of money, about $80,000, into mutual funds not too long ago, and then we've also got 6 months worth of savings. And
now, the mutual funds is not an IRA or not a retirement account,
right?
It's just a simple mutual fund investment.
That's right. Yes.
I would pay for it out of that.
Right.
I would use that to pay for the tuition.
You would do that rather than the savings.
It's not an emergency.
Right. Okay.
You have an emergency fund for emergencies. You don't mess up your emergency fund for other things.
Okay.
And if he's willing to invest in himself rather than in mutual funds to finish his degree, which I think, by the way, is a good investment, then yes, I would. I would take enough out of the mutual funds. Out of the $80,000, I'd take my $6,000 out to pay for the tuition. Easy enough.
Okay.
Glad you have that option. That's very cool. What's his degree going to be in?
Geology.
I'm sorry?
A master's in geology.
A master's in geology. Cool.
Yes.
So what's he going to do?
He worked as a geologist.
I'm sorry?
In mining. In the
mining business,
in the mining industry, yes.
Yeah, he'll do very well at that. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. Well, neat. Yeah, I'd definitely finish it up. And let's get her done and get out there and make that money back. That's excellent. Very, very good. Thanks for the call. Mark is in New York City. Hey, Mark, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hello, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up?
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Cool.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I've worked very, very hard all my life. I'm very intelligent. At the end of the day, I look, and I have no savings. I'm living from paycheck to paycheck. I've been inspired listening to you in the last 2-3 months. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I have a daughter that's going to be going off to college. She's very, very intelligent, and I wanted to give her every advantage to go to that college. But unfortunately, there's going to be things associated with paying for college. So I need some direction here as far as what I do. I'm interested in one of the books that you were recommending. I'm just not sure what the name of the book was. The very first one, The Baby Steps.
Mm-hmm. That will be the Total Money Makeover that walks you through how to walk through the baby steps that we teach. The Total Money Makeover. I'll give you a copy as a Christmas present when we finish talking. Okay. So, what do you make a year?
Well, I don't make a whole lot. At one time, I made about 60, 65, but because of the economy crash in the building industry, that's been reduced. And I actually just started working with a big major bank, and I'm sure that will come up. Right now, I'm only making about 30.
Okay. All right. Are you married?
I'm separated, and actually, I'm taking care of 2 great kids full time.
Okay.
And that keeps me very busy, and I want to be able to do things with them and for them.
Yeah.
But I don't have a lot of debt.
You do have a lot of debt?
No, I don't have a lot of debt.
Oh, good.
I'm lucky in that respect.
Good.
But the thing that I have an issue with is my credit's been affected through a couple different things. Places I've stayed where I couldn't maintain the rent, and I fell behind, and I had that little tick on my record. But other than that, that's about it.
Well, I'm not really worried about your credit. I mean, when you make $30,000, you're trying to raise 2 kids in New York City. That's a tight budget. That's an unbelievably tight budget. So, I mean, just the fact you're paying your bills and eating is a big deal right there. And so I'll give you permission to do that for a little while. And so what I would say is, given your location, you're struggling more with income than anything else. And so as you continue to heal your career, I mean, you went on a downturn, but that's not a permanent downturn. And as your income comes back up, in other words, then you're going to see this more and more margin happen inside of your budget. But the big thing I tell folks, and this always is central with everyone who wins with money, is they do a written game plan, a written budget. And we've got that online at EveryDollar. EveryDollar.com is an online budgeting tool. It's completely free to use. Jump on there and use that and keep up with every dollar and make every dollar behave. Make every dollar have a name. Every dollar have a mission, and that it doesn't do anything except that. Managed money works harder. When you have a managed plan from a written game plan using something like EveryDollar.com, then what happens is you get the money. You feel like you got a raise, because the money just works harder. And you need this money to work as hard as you can get it to work. $30,000 in New York City is tough. It's just tough. And so, and then as you learn how to live on that, as your income comes up, that's going to feel like extra freed up money. You're going to be in just great shape to do all kinds of cool things. So, yeah, that's exactly the way I would look at it. And more than anything, if I'm in your shoes, in your location, I'm going to be working on the income side of the equation, but make the outgo side, make it behave with a very detailed, in-depth budget. And that's EveryDollar.com. Rachel's in Louisville, Kentucky. Hi, Rachel. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hello, how are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I'm calling because I'm a teacher, and I have to have my graduate degree by 2020 in order to keep my license. And I can cash flow grad school, but if I do so, we'll slow down baby step 2 considerably. So I'm trying to decide if I should finish baby step 2 first, then focus on grad school, or if I should try and push grad school through and slow down the baby step.
How long is it going to take you to finish grad school?
It'll take me about $12,000 to finish grad school.
And how long?
How long?
Uh-huh.
I can have it finished by the fall of 2017 if I go at it as hard as I can with as many classes as they allow me to take at once.
So 18 months.
Yeah.
And you've got 5 years.
I have till 2020, so I've got 4 years. Until the summer of 2020 is when I have to have it done by.
That's 5.
Yeah.
Years. Minus 18 months. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and how much debt do you have?
We have about $25,000.
Okay. And what's your household income?
It's a little around 95, but my husband gets bonuses, so we usually pull in about $6,800 a month after taxes.
I would clear up the debt first. I think you should clear up the debt in 1 year.
Okay.
And then I think you should start school and cash flow it. Gives you plenty of time.
Sounds like a plan.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah, we had to have time. I was just unsure of which one to go because the grad degree will increase my pay by about $5,000 a year. So I wasn't sure if that was worth it to push it through.
No, just 1 year. I'm going to go ahead and be debt free by this time next year and start grad school January 17.
All right, well, thank you for your help. That sounds like a plan.
Thank you. Appreciate you joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You know, it's funny, a lot of these things, you just kind of have to lay out a timeline on them, don't you? And it's not a matter of one thing's bad and one thing's good. It's just a matter of which thing you do first. That's all she was asking. And I wasn't suggesting she not do one or the other. She wasn't suggesting that. Just the question is when and how. And sometimes you lay out the calendar and it starts to give you your answers. That might have been a different answer if she only had 18 months to go. She kind of had to do it, right? And she could cash flow it, so we'll put the debt off for 18 months and finish it up. But the good news is she's got a 5-year window there to knock this out. And that changes everything for us. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniel, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
Music Changing Lives, Kcaa and Daniels Jewelers are working together to make Christmas brighter for thousands of children in the Inland Empire. Random Act of Kindness is a toy drive orchestrated by Music Changing Lives, and Kcaa is a collection